What's going on, traders? Welcome to my stream. In this video, we're going to discuss day trading beginner's guide. This is a very good guide for small caps, like trying to understand the small cap market, how this market moves, how I've been doing, how to manage your positions, what kind of setups I have. This is just an introductory introduction for what you're going to be doing when you're trading small cap securities. I've been trading for 16 years and I've had one of the biggest weeks so far with a really, really big P&L. This is kind of like what my P&L looks like for the week. We are in December 2024, and I'm very happy to share this P&L with you and show you like what is possible if you're trying to get into small cap stocks with a very small amount of money, ideally between 1,000 and about 30,000. So this is ideal for small cap security. This is kind of like how my week has went. As you can see, multiple days in a row, I was pulling around 10, 2K, 10K, 2K, and I had a little bit of a loss here, a really big gain, and nothing, and then a win, a loss, and then three green days in a row. This is kind of like how my awesome December has been so far. Trading from around 7 o'clock, 6:30 in the morning till sometimes all day, depending on my battery. It's been a really hot market. And I like to share, my routine, my strategy, how I think about trading every single day and, how to profit from a very volatile, moody market and how can you, exponentially grow your small account into a substantial account. These are like some of the basic fundamental knowledge that I have for you guys. To get you guys interested in some small cap activity. I'm sure penny stocks and stocks under $10 are very hated by the overall market. But if you listen to what I have to say, if you study as much as I have, you'll be able to exponentially grow a very small account in a very substantial account in a very short period of time. And I'll show you exactly how this how I will able, this is kind of like my setup. I actually trade about, 7 stocks every single day, and I look at 7 different stocks with my Alienware R2, I think 16, the 4090. I just updated it, and this is what I really look like. And I also talk on the microphone, and I'm in my own little chat room. Link in the description below if you like to join me in my chat room. Anyway, so this is kind of like what my PNL looks like for the pretty much trying to not be too loud. This is kind of like what my PNL looks like for the week, for the first week, second week, and third week, and I will discuss like what started like this whole week craze. The market goes through the small cap market goes through fluctuations. One hot is really cold, one week is really cold, one day is really hot, one day is really cold. It's a very mixture of things and you have to feel it out. It's a very field type environment. But you can see that I do have a bunch of red days here in a row, but I do say I have some really huge exponential days over here. And sometimes after a loss, I pretty much come back swinging pretty hard. So that's kind of like what you would expect if you really, really, really got into it as much as I have. So this is kind of me. I like to travel the world. I'm a world traveling day trader. The reason I picked day trading is because I have the ability to travel, and I travel between Europe and the States very often. Sometimes in the summer I go to Europe because it's cooler in the mountains, and in the winter I come in the States where it's warmer. So depending on if I have, I am able to maneuver and move, and this is me in San Juan, Palermo, Granada, Santa Cruz. This is actually pretty recent. Is the fall of 2024. I actually had a really long cruise while I was on my laptop, and also being in the chat room and also watching the market. So I was able to make money a little bit from here and there, and I was also able to travel at the same time. Sometimes it's a hot market, sometimes a cold market is depending on Sometimes you just need a break. So you might expect that from any type of market. That's just the life of a trader. I really enjoyed Granada. Really enjoyed Palermo. Walking around was awesome. Really enjoyed San Juan, and this is Santa Cruz. So I'm big on islands and big on big on Europe and big on the States. And when it's hot and it's cold all the way in the wintertime. So what is day trading? Basically, it's not this. It's not this. This you buy something and it always goes up to the moon. It's not that. It's not that. You just cannot just buy something and hope and pray or spray and pray. Whatever, you need to have a strategy. Obviously, you do need to have a strategy because hoping, praying, spraying and praying is not a strategy. Sometimes you're in your cold market. If you don't take your stop loss, it's gonna go much lower than you all think. And sometimes, I mean, sometimes you just nail it the wrong way. Sometimes it goes the wrong way. So it's very important to understand and have a plan. Have a plan when you go in, have a plan when you come out, so you can continuously, not blow up your account. A lot of people blow up their account. It's very common for people to blow up their account. So in order to not have them blow up their account, because you will blow up your account no matter what you do, the first year if you start out with no money, that's uh, you need to have a strategy. This is actually the strategy. Day trading, trading is researching the market. Right here, finding similarities between different setups, finding your edge, and calculating a good risk reward setup. Then diving in and making the trade live. Here I have a bunch of. This is kind of actually out of my future book, future course that I will be releasing soon. I have, aftermarket with news setups, buy the daily breakout, choppy Thursday, some chapters here, multiple day short squeeze, intraday trendline breakout, gap up short, first red day, first green day bounce, day two continuation. I mean, these are very basic strategies that I use every single day, and I try to size big pre-market VWAP reclaim, pre-market 7 a.m. push. I have different strategy depending on like what kind of market I'm in and what kind of and all this is going to be compacted in a very long course that I will be releasing soon. You can sign up to my email list below. I am working on that course. I've been working on it for about 3 years now, so I constantly am adding new screenshots to this. And I actually have the data that it's there. And it's felt. It's not only the data, like a lot of people want to just see the data. The data is also felt by me in trade, so it's a big difference between having the text version of the data and then also feeling the data out. That's a really big difference. So having a strategy to these penny stocks or small cap stocks is essential for your survival in the small cap market. Some of my favorite setups probably be buy the daily breakout is a pretty good one over here. Gap up shorts, first red day short, first green day bounce, short the daily trend line resistance, news, Amazon, Google, Facebook, multiple day short squeeze, and then you have some psychology over here with some very good rules to follow, a very good position sizing, very good, cycles of the market, very good, applying float to the market. And all this is going to be in a 10-hour, probably a longer course that you can sign up. It has not been released yet. But this is basically what you're going to be looking at. This is the course that I'm working on to release for you guys to, dive in and much deeper. But right now, we're just going through an introduction. Day trading has allowed me to travel the world and have really exponential gains like this one. Like in 3 weeks, I was able to pull a lot of money from the market. It's almost 6 digits shorting, buying, and having a routine and a plan, and allowed me to travel all around the world, cruising, trading, traveling, flying different locations and different places. And it's a great job for anybody that is looking for financial independence and of much being your own boss. being independent and not, relying on anybody, having your own schedule and so forth sounds very good. But you must follow rules and you must know your setups. Otherwise, you will not have financial independence. Very simple and straight to the point. So now we have to understand the market like this. So we trade the small cap market. This is a niche. There's different types of markets. There's the big caps, there's medium caps, there's small caps, there's micro caps, and there's also options, markets within markets. We trade small caps. They're independent of the overall market, but sometimes when, the overall market is dumping, you can have, small caps go up, and sometimes when when you have the overall market going down, small caps go down with it. It really depends. It's really no rules. Sometimes they all go up and it doesn't matter. And sometimes the market's crashing and all small caps are running just because they're hot. And sometimes the market goes, up and there's no small caps running. So it's very independent. It's very moody. What I've discovered is like after a big mover, we have something called sympathy momentum and a beginning of a hot market. The market goes through cycles, hot and cold, cold and hot. Sometimes, you have 2 days of market being cold, and now, right now, the way the market is, you have 1 or 2 days which they're somewhat cold, warmish, and like 2, 3 days that are really hot, which where you have 6, 7 plays. That's what I've been noticing lately. So we're in 1 or 2 days, maybe a warm up, and 3, 4 days in which you just have plays everywhere. We are we are hunters of volatility. This week has been, a little bit different because, this, I mean, if you can see here that this, as you can see here that I have made, a lot of money on this day, nothing on this day, a little bit lost here, but you can see, so like in this week, I was making pretty steady here around 2K per day. And then on Thursday here, I was making 10K. So, you have to really understand like market. Sometimes, half a week could be slow and then half a week could be hot. That's really what the cycle has been. So today has been the week before Christmas. So, right now we have had one big runner that actually spiked up the whole momentum of the overall market, of the small cap market, and this security was Nuke. In the beginning, it was a $1 stock, and in the middle of the day, it became an $18 stock, and that's pretty crazy to see something like that. We do experience this sometimes and multiple times. And in a hot market, in 2020, 2021, we were experiencing something like this every single day. Right now, we're probably experiencing every other week or every week, or at least one of these. Not really every single day. One of this, like, goes from 1 to 18. So we do have like one a week. So we're definitely in a hotter market than we were in a bear market. But when we were in a really hot market, 2020, 2021, we have seen these things were regular and normal every single day. But right now, we have you have to understand, like, say, there was no 100% gappers, and suddenly you have one stock going up from $1 to $18, is going to spark some interest. We're gonna have some follow-up momentum. So this pretty much spiked up the momentum this week. As you can see, Nuke over here. We are hunters of volatility. Nuke went from $1 to $68. I remember dry ships went also from about $1 or 50 cents to about, I don't know, to about $100 in like a day or two, which was crazy. But this one did it as well. So New kicked off a very hot small cap market, and after, obviously you can read technical analysis. You can see over here that these are daily candles. So in this candle, we went from $1 to like, 17 in one day, and then the next day, 18 to like 70. So after this big mover that happened actually on Tuesday, they were following up this ticker. There was at least seven or nine plays, every single day. So the way I pretty much, once we get into a hot market, I have different strategies that adapt to my routine. One of my strategies, developing a trading plan. Like the trading plan is usually wake up in the morning, wake up around 6:30, and trade till about 11 or 12, sometimes in the middle of the day as well. And you can see so here that after Nuke ran so much, we ran through, I don't know, 17. We had three tickers here on the top gainers, and all of them gave this is the top gainers of right after the Nuke day. You can see that trading is really easy. Trading is really easy when you have a really big runner. Like once you have a really big runner, people are gonna dump the money in the next one and the next one and the next one. And you can see in this scenario, PRPPLRZ ran from $1 to like 415 the next day, and then came down to 250, and then we spiked to 450. That's a really big spike, and after that it sold off. This is a beautiful setup. This is a really good example, and you can see it was number 3 on the scan. And just like when you thought it couldn't get any easier, check out this one. LITM in the morning. We pushed in the morning, we came back, we did a VWAP reclaim, and from 50 cents to like 80 cents, back down and back to $1. I mean, probably this one is a example of a choppy ticker, but then again, I mean, this ticker 30 cents to $1, it tripled. You can see this one, CGTX. CGTX in the morning at around 7, we have a textbook breakout of 90, and we hit 30 cents, 130. Potential profit from probably $1 buy to a 130, probably be around 34, 30%, and then you can short it on the way down. As you can see, and in order to catch these movers, as you can see right here, this is my pre-market gap scanner, and you can see these are, the first three gappers provided liquidity and provided range and provided opportunity to trade. This is just one day. After one big mover like this, you have to understand like the liquidity is going into to smaller securities, and suddenly they pop up to my pre-market scanner here. One is up 140%, one is up 155%, one is 205%, and you can see like all of these provided very nice opportunities. Like this one provided a double, this one provided a 40, 50%, this one provided, I don't know, 30%. And not only that, also in the middle of the day, we had a huge opportunity here of Quamco, a similar price action. Like you can see, like Nuke was around a $20 stock. So now we have sympathy momentum of a $20, $30 stocks. And then this one went from, I don't know, $30 to $60, which is unheard of, very, very nice liquidity. So this is just one day. This is me profiting after Nuke. I'll even show you that day on the 18th. This is the 18th here. On the 18th, I made around 7,000 right here. This is the day. This is the day. And initially on the 17th, I actually lost money on this day because I was trying to force things on other plays. So, sometimes you're in a cold market. Is it important to take your maximum stop per day or maximum stock per ticker? And then after that, it was just, 3 days of just hitting them left and right. I mean, you can't possibly win. I win 70% of the time, but sometimes, I have one red day. I have 3 red days out of 15, which is pretty good. I'm still working on hitting, trying to hit my max loss and walking away. But this is just one day. You have to understand, like after Nuke, this is just one day. We had two or three or four or five, and it was still, you know, this is just one day. So after that day, I made this is just one day on the 18th. After that, we have another 5, 6, 7 tickers on the 19th, and we have another 5, 6 tickers on the 20th. So these are opportunities that I have every single day to my disposal. Say I lose on one, I'll be able to make money on the next one. So, you know, I am able to travel the world. Not everything's going to go up. You have one big mover that pretty much spikes up the whole entire market. And then you have a lot of sympathy momentum. We have PLRZ, and then you apply some strategies here, the downtrend breakout, buying it as it makes new highs over here. You have, LITM buying it as it breaks out over here, or buying it at VWAP reclaim. You have CGTX buying it as it breaks right here, 90. You're just applying simple technical analysis or some courses that I have. And watching my pre-market scanner. I have built this pre-market scanner. You can see CGTX here hitting my pre-market scanner at around, I don't know, was it, I don't know, what was the price when it was up 20%? You can see the price. I don't know where it says there, but it's up like at 720 right here at around 60 cents. I caught it. I catch these things very quickly on my pre-market scanner. You can see how it hits there. It first hit when it was up 20%. So after it hit 20%, you can buy the dip. And this, I mean, all three of them were really winners. And there's, I mean, this other one, LITM, my scanner caught it, and then I watch it for a VWAP reclaim, and pretty much I try to buy and try to size in on a trade here. And then actually I never seen this trade before, VWAP reclaiming and making so high. But you can see there's momentum and there's liquidity. And PLRZ, the flow was not on this one actually, and my scanner didn't catch it. But once all the other ones the next day and the next day and the next day, like trade ideas, sometimes the float doesn't ring, but it should have been on my pre-market scanner. If it's not, it'll be on your gap scanner. So you got to make a plan. You got to have, in this scenario, the downtrend breakout play, buying it around 275 and reaching 480. In this scenario, buying high at the daybreak. In this scenario, buying the high at the daybreak. And then you have to, plan whether to go short or whether to go long, and so forth. And this one, QMCO, this was just let me put it this way. So you had four opportunities in just one day after nuke, which was over here. And then I had another five or six opportunities over here. Another four or five opportunities over here. Opportunities that I make more than 20% for each trade or more than 10% per each trade. So I use my strategies, and I use my scanning abilities. I use my knowledge. I use my scanner, and I pretty much plot everything out on every single screen, and I try to call them out as I'm buying it, as I'm trading them, and as I see them fit. Developing a trading plan, finishing the day, and doing it again tomorrow. This is my trading plan. I wake up each day 6:30. Sometimes on Monday I wake up later because it just doesn't move much between 7 o'clock and 9. But most of the time we get some movers, and I put every single screen, I have every single chart in my setup. You can see that I have a multiple screen setup, and I try to make a decision of what to trade. I mean, there's tons and tons of tickers every single day, like one ticker, two tickers, three tickers, four, five, six, seven, eight. That's like really what I look at every single day, and I just sit on this comfortable chair and I talk on the microphone and I try to plan my trades. And pretty much sometimes I have five, six tickers I'm trading that day. Sometimes I have one. I trade a lot, and I'm very happy trading so much. Sometimes I trade too much. Sometimes I size in too much. I mean, it's a work of art. It's a 16-year journey for me, and you're not gonna learn it. You're not gonna learn it quickly and very fast. What you can do here is understanding that this is kind of like a job for me. Each day you have to put in your best. You need to apply the setups that you have studied throughout the years and make a good risk reward decision in each scenario. Like these are my setups that I have. I have a screenshot of each chart with the float, with the percent gain, with the news, with the setup, with the market. And I try to, have, at least 10, 20 examples of this setup. And then I put real money on the table. Essential tools for day trading. This is actually very important. So first off, you need a really good broker that allows pre-market trading. Like most brokerages, TD, Ameritrade, Schwab, and all these, Fidelity, they all allow you to trade pre-market at 7, and that's fine. But some of them move before 7. Most of the time, you want to be up before 7, before your brokerage is up. And I also recommend Trade Zero if you want to trade around 4 a.m. and having some hotkeys. I do recommend Trade Ideas, how to scan for stocks, plus my settings. You need to have my settings. Like I have my own custom built settings that I'm gonna go over, and I recommend having you in my chat room, and me talking on the mic. And that's a link in the description below. we're running right now. Limited time. What is it? Winter fall of 2024 sale, and after that, it's pretty much other prices. So trade ideas. This is probably very important. A lot of people underestimate how important trade ideas is, but once you don't have trade ideas, you're not gonna see the market as clearly. In trade ideas, I have my own custom built scanners I have crafted throughout the years. I actually went in there and put in my own settings, what I need, what I want, and have trade ideas spit out a ticker in real time to show me like what is that ticker doing and what is that ticker moving and what is moving. I have five different scans on my trade ideas: pre-market gap, midday gap, midday top gainer, midday scanner, and pre-market scanner, the halt scanner, and the aftermarket scanner. I have six scans built in my trade ideas. And to tell you the truth, there's other, if you don't have the money for trade ideas, and if you do not have the money for the scanners, there's other free ones you can use on YouTube that pretty much you have trade ideas and you can see what tickers are moving. But I must warn you that 80% of those tickers that his trade ideas spit out are useless. It's probably going to confuse you more. I've seen like, my trade ideas in the pre-market. I see like five tickers and like four out of five are tradable. And the public free live stream, not only you get a 3 minute delay, but it's going to spit out at least 20, 30 tickers, and you're going to be just more confused. So so don't do that. It's not worth the trouble going through 30 tickers. It's just gonna make it harder for you. You're better off just taking my settings and loading them in your trade ideas and just going off that. You'll be much better off than just using the free one. The free one's just gonna confuse you even more. So, this is a pretty good. I mean, I put in together. I've scanned and back test every single ticker, and I know what to look for and how to find them every single day. Tips for success and avoid common mistakes. Things you should not do. These are some of my important rules that I have here for you. These are some of my important, like, you think that trading is gambling and you treat penny stock as a lotto ticket. A lot of people treat penny stocks as a lotto ticket. They just put in their 1,000, 2,000 in there, and they think it's just gonna go. And I used to do that as well. And most of the time, like 10 out of 10 times, I usually lost. And only one time the stock after 5 days it went up, and instead of selling it, I kept holding it, and then it came back to my entry. So that was terrible. So not studying a few setups before jumping in with real money. You have to study, a few setups before jumping in with real money. You have no sim training, simulation. I mean, you need to be green on the simulator before using real money. You should not go in with all your money with no skill nor practice. That's second off. Or number five, don't try to buy a service that promises alerts. I've seen a lot of people advertise this. This is a really good a really good a lot of services advertise you can buy here and sell here. It's very much in style, very much catchy, that you could just receive a text from somebody, buy here and sell here, and it's very much sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So you really have to, I mean it's not gonna be all some of the greatest alerts of all time. You need to, I've seen advertisement like this, very, very cautious. You take it always with a grain of salt. And be very cautious when people advertise they're gonna give you alerts, because they don't have your best interest in play, and they will trade and they will sell quicker than you. So try not to buy a server that promises you alerts, and try not to put your own real hard-earned money on that service, and follow the alerts with real money. At least back test it a couple times, or back test it a lot of times, like and only after it aligns with your belief that that stock will go, then reuse real money. Expect a number five, I think. Expect somebody to change your life with $100 if you subscribe to their service. A lot of people think that if you buy somebody a pair of shoes, the person is going to change your life. That's very hard to do. Uh, trading is a very much a place where you need to treat it as a 2-year career at least. I don't think the best trader in the world was ever profitable his first year. Only after 2 years at least. You can't you cannot expect that. You need to show up. You cannot show up and wing it with no clear plan. You always need to have a plan, and always know what to do in case that plan fails. Um, Things you should not do: not having a plan, or worse, having a plan and not respecting it. That's really good. I mean, when you have a plan, you need to respect it at all times. Let's see the next slide. That's pretty much it. This is the end. This is actually the end of my slides. This is the end of my presentation. Like, you need to look at it as a 2-year, 3-year degree that you slowly get yourself into it, and you need to uh, take your time. Don't rush this thing. Don't rush this thing. This thing is very complex, and you're gonna have losses, and losses are gonna discourage you. You might lose your money. You might, do something stupid. I mean, there's a lot of room for error. I recommend you guys, if you're just starting out, keeping a small account and trading like part time, once or twice a week, until you get comfortable, and until you like your setups, and keeping that job handy, and also buying my course and being in my chat room and watching all my videos, so you can pretty much know like what I'm thinking, what are the top traders thinking that time, and getting a feedback on if that aligns with what you're thinking as well. Because if it does, if two people agree on the same setup, if two people agree on the same setup, it's definitely going to be a setup worth putting your money in and profiting from. That is about it. That is kind of like how my P&L has been looking in the last 3 weeks of trading. I'm very happy with my P&L. December 2024 has been an amazing month for me, and is probably the best months out of my whole career, I believe. And trying to we have Christmas next week, and then the New Year, and then it's probably gonna be a lot more plays, and probably I might even size up even more. I don't know. We'll have to go day by day. But thank you guys for watching my stream. It's been a pleasure talking to you guys and explaining to you my thought process. Like I said, make sure you read my terms and disclaimer that not everybody, success is not guaranteed, but if you do manage to, listen and study, you will be consistently profitable like I have, multiple days in a row, sometimes multiple months, if not multiple years to come. Other than that, it's been a fun time chatting with you guys. I hope I'll see you again. And make sure you hop into my private Discord, link in the description below. Make sure you hop in my paid Discord and see me trade every day. And put your email. Sometimes I release a pre-market watch list so you can stay in touch with me. All the links are below. Make sure you follow me on all social media, and I'll see you all in my next video. Make sure you give this video a like as well and share with your friends. Other than that, see you all later, and happy trading out there, guys. Peace out.